Hi, this is Travis Grimes at Husk Restaurant in Charleston, South Carolina. Today we're going to make fresh butter. First off, the key to making good butter is having good milk. Here we've got a raw, unhomogenized milk. What we'll do is we'll take all the milk and we'll pour it into a larger container and we'll allow it to set. Here the cream has risen up to the top, making it easy for us to skim the cream off. All this milk underneath, what's left behind, that's your skim milk. It's best to let it ripen. You allow your cream to sit out at room temperature for a few hours. 8 to 10 hours would be great. So at this point, you need to churn it. So we're just going to fill this in here. Try not to make a mess. But then what's the fun in that? Probably looking at about 45 minutes to an hour churning time, and we'll see when it changes. The butter will, the fat globules will cling to itself, and it'll get to a point where this is actually going to snap. What I mean by snap is the butter will separate from the buttermilk itself. It's going to be a very distinct, drastic change. You'll know when you make butter because it will shatter, it'll separate out the two things. You've got, right now you've got, I mean, what's cream? It's a bunch of dairy fat, you know? You've got butter fat content in here, and through the agitation, the fat globules start to cling to one another, and when enough of them have cling, they separate out, and you'll have bright yellow butter fat will separate from the buttermilk. That's what real buttermilk is. It's when the change happens and the fat separates out from the liquid. You've got fat in one hand, which is the butter, and in the other hand, you've got the buttermilk. So you see we've been churning it out for about 15 minutes, and you can see that the fat has actually started to cling to itself, and the buttermilk is separating out. At this point, we can strain this off. We'll use cheesecloth. Now we've turned our cream and the butter fat has separated from the buttermilk. The next step is to strain it off, separate the buttermilk from the fat. So we're just going to do that in a china cap with a little bit of cheesecloth in it. And you can see the separation. You see how it's obviously butter fat, but it doesn't really look like butter. It almost looks like cottage cheese. It hasn't quite come together yet. And there's still buttermilk in there, and we need to get that out. Of course, really cleaning it up is to get it back in the churn. See, look at all that milk we have there coming out still. Really need to strain that off. Just by squeezing it, you can see how much closer to butter that looks. And that nice bright yellow butter. And now we're going to rinse it with ice water. It's going to help get some more of the buttermilk off there. It's also going to help firm up the fat. Now all that's left is put it on our butter board and press out any extra buttermilk that we have. Got on our butter board, and you just start to press it out. And if you get up here real close, you can see what I mean about the excess buttermilk coming out. And you just need to push it out of there. So you see, we're pressing out that buttermilk, and at the end of the day, there you have it. See, it's almost that elasticity I was talking about. There would be more buttermilk in here, and I'll keep working it, but that's real butter.